so on to the very last track / performance in Lais Scort's Harmony of Hearts series. This is literally the last Harmony of Hearts series. Harmony of Hearts are now officially complete. It was a February campaign that kind of ran away, just purely because we had just so much happening, and we had the other guys that were joining in to the Fable sphere, and there was just so much at the same time that was happening, and then we had lost our editor at the same time, and the workload just got insane. But at least now we've managed to stabilize all of that, and this is the last one. This is Lais Scort, Love Bug, featuring Michelle Menzies. This, for those of you who don't know, Lais Scort is obviously a Brazilian singer and songwriter and producer, actually, and she makes beautiful music. But she does also operate with other members in a band called 2 Weeks, and then she creates her own personal tracks, which is just Lais Scort, right? But yeah, this one, Love Bug, never heard this one before. For those of you who are only joining us now, just letting you guys know that I do have a new series coming up, which is going to drop in April, 22nd of April to the 26th of April. That's when it will drop. But the booking form for that will open up now, this coming Friday. There's only 10 booking slots available. It's a unique, once-off, never been done before series that has a competition element to it as well. It's really cool. I'll give you more information on that a little bit later. And let's get into this. Let's wrap up Lais Scort's Harmony of Hearts, and let's wrap up the Harmony of Hearts and put it behind us and move on. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's see what we got over here. Love Bug featuring Michelle Menzies. Let's go.
Love Bug, my hope is that you shine through you, stepping into each day unapologetically you. I surrender to your journey and pray I don't mess you up too much. From dust and stars.
I like how she added like too much right at the end there. I pray that I don't mess you up too much. I'm going to mess you up a little. You know what I mean? Like all parents to a certain degree do to their children. But hopefully not too much. Hopefully you can get out of that kind of psychological turmoil I put you through.
Much. From dust and stars, we have come together. You are home, chosen to be here. Our souls together forever, it's so clear. Trust the magic that is you.
Ooh.
Own the things that light you up. Live in your heart space, my lover.
Ooh.
This is your frequency of love.
I like that. I like this is your frequency of love, which means you're going to get you, and also that's kind of like a bar, the frequency of love being the frequency of music, but then also the frequency of love in terms of how much love I give to you and how often I do it. Is absolutely awesome. So it's almost like a promise. I'll always give you love. I'll always be by your side. Because obviously you're my child. Because children are beautiful things. Children are just, they are beacons of hope for the world, and they always have been. Right, in all of the tumultuous times around the world, in all of the difference. The reason we've progressed is because we've procreated and we've brought another generation that sees things differently, that you see the world through a different set of eyes, right? And we progress and we progress and we progress and we progress, right? And when you're a child, like when you're a kid, like specifically when you're a teenager, this is why I like this saying a lot, where it says, you know, if you're not a liberal when you're young, you have no heart. But if you're not conservative when you're old, you have no brains. Do you know what I mean? Because it really is 100% true. Because a child is going to bring the passion into something. It's going to bring the emotion into something. It's going to bring humanity into something, right? And you need that in the world, right? You can't just have people being conservative all of the time. You need that finesse, and children bring that, right? But as you grow older, you also tend to learn that the world is tough and the world is difficult. And in order to preserve good things, in order to preserve your ideas, in order to preserve the progression and things like that, you need to retreat back into a wise space of conservatism to ensure that you actually keep everything at a even keel for the next generation, that you don't fuck up, excuse my language, the next generation coming in, right? And now we kind of in a situation where that whole balance is getting all completely screwed up, all completely and utterly screwed up, right? Because we have adults acting like children today. So, and not actually believing in virtuous moral guardrails that children actually need. They're actually all for, oh, well, go out and do whatever you want and then destroy your life because I'm the good person, because I've got my insecurities that I haven't dealt with and I want to come across as a friend. Your child does not need you to be their friend. Your child needs you to be their parent. They need you to be the adult in the fucking room. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, when it comes to children and talking about that kind of thing, I've got a lot of really sort of rigid, justifiably rigid positions on it.
Here and now, you're completely whole. Uniquely you is your goal. No matter what's going on.
Beautiful song.
Outside, you'll find peace in your soul. Trust the magic that is you. Own the things that light you up. Live in your heart space, my love bug. This is your frequency of love.
Beautiful.
Release the endless chatter, limiting stories, self-doubt. We live in a crazy world, but you're allowed to stand out.
We do live in a crazy world, and because we live in a crazy world is why you need to bring your children up to be a warrior. You know what I mean? Why absolutely they need to follow their unique, but their true uniqueness, not the uniqueness that is portrayed by society. That's not uniqueness, right? Because today kids want to, it's amazing, their uniqueness is predicated on what society dictates. That's not true uniqueness. That is not who you actually are. All right, you know who you are. There are certain things, some inalienable truths that cannot be fucking changed, whether you like it or you don't. You can live in fantasy land all you fucking like, but it's not going to change those things. And eventually reality always wins. And you try and bend the fabric of reality, it is literally going to snap back later. That is something that needs to be taught to children today, specifically in today's world, specifically when they are waging wars on children. Ideologically, in the womb, everything. Like that's all they are doing, because we've got these weak, progressive, idiotic adults that think that children need to be their sort of outlets for things that they never were able to do as a child, which is absolutely pathetic. Right? And the thing is that you can grow your children up like that. You can grow your children up weak. You can grow them up progressive. You can grow them up not seeing reality, not being accountable human beings, not being responsible human beings. That's perfectly fine. All you're doing is setting up the playing field for children like mine and others, right, who will be taught to be warriors, who will grow up, right, with a thicker skin, will grow up as warriors, will grow up as literally individuals of who they really are themselves, right? And they'll just wipe the floor. They'll just wipe the floor with all of these weaker people, right? Because it's ripe for the taking, right? When you have a society of weak children, right? When the one comes along who actually has a thicker skin and is actually able to handle life, it's going to wipe the floor. Life's going to be easy for him. There's going to be no competition for him, right? It is within your best interest to ensure that your child is brought up in the strongest way possible, that he channels his emotions correctly, that he manages to control himself, that he doesn't give in to victimhood, that his entire life is predicated on his abilities, his skill set, his accountability, his responsibility, and the guardrails that he lives in. Do what you want to do. My child will always have that. You can do whatever you want, and I'm happy to invest in it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not happy to invest, and neither will I ever invest in delusion. Ever. It's never going to happen. Come to me with a delusional thing, I'm going to say, you're being delusional, you're living in fucking fantasy land. I'm not putting that shit in there. I'm not putting money in that. I'm not putting anything. I'm not going to invest in your destruction. That's not happening. Do you know what I mean? And that's important for parents to do. That is the actual job of a parent. Come on, let's go.
Opposite of conformity is expression. Your measure of self-love is what you shine in the world.
Ooh, that's a nice line. A measure of self-love is what you shine in the world. I absolutely love that. That should be taken moderately, right? Don't take it to the extremes in terms of you love yourself too much to the point that you become an echo chamber. You become an echo chamber of yourself, where you feel like you're the pinnacle point of everybody else's universe. Self-love is very important. You're not going to be able to love anybody else unless you actually fully and utterly love yourself, but not to a degree that it becomes self-aggrandizing and narcissistic as well. It's also, these are fine balances to make, and that's why, there's never been a perfect parent in the world, and there never will be, right? There never will be a perfect parent in the world, but there are really bad parents who think they are good parents, and that's more devastating.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't. That's when we judge our past. Love is the most potent frequency, so we accept ourselves. Remove your heart armor. You're free. Trust the magic that is you. Own the things that light you up. Live in your heart space, my lover. This is your frequency of love.
I love you, Ma.
I love you, Frankie. And Ivy.
This is your frequency of love.
I love you.
Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Love that. I actually would have changed the name of the song to Frequency of Love. I think it's such a powerful statement over there. Do you know what I mean? Powerful statement, specifically when talking about a child. Love bug is quite, like you hear that all the time. Like everyone calls, oh, that's my little love bug and stuff like that. But Frequency of Love, I think is a beautiful title for the song. Not to say that you must change it on my account, but absolutely love it, man. When it comes to the topic of children, I'm very, very passionate about that particular topic. Right? Because I feel that there needs to be a balance between a heavy hand, and when I say heavy hand, and I'm not talking about beating your child, I'm talking about a heavy hand with regards to making your child thick-skinned, and then also that nurturing hand where you make them feel that they're loved and they got support and they've got a pillar to lean on all of the time, right? But when it comes to a point where and they've done something wrong, right, they know that pillar is going to snap back as well, because that pillar is not invested in their destruction, right, for the purpose of them acting like a friend to their child, right? If you love your child, you will never invest in your child's destruction, right? And sometimes that means having to be hard. Sometimes that means having to be cruel, but it's for the benefit of your child. Do you know what I mean? And people tend to think that that's out the window now. Now it's just like, oh no. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. People have been on this earth for thousands of years now, and there's teachings and learnings, and we know what works, and we know what's right, and we know what's wrong, right? To actually sit there and say, well, everything's open to your interpretation. Everything is subjective. You know what I mean? you can go and just live your life and we'll take off the guardrails because I'm the nice parent. No. Down the line, not only are you not doing your child a favor, down the line your child's going to look back and say, fuck. You know what I mean? None of this helped me. None of it. You only just set me back. Thanks very much for that. Anyway, enough of that. You guys let me know what you think down below. That was awesome. Harmony of Hearts are done, wrapped up. We end off with the beautiful Lais Scort, and it's a great way to end off. Love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.